Good evening, Professor Roberts. This is Group 1 with James and Jennifer Gibson Family Restructuring Scenario. I'm playing Gabriella, the grandmother.
I'm the mediator, Glenda.
I'm a co-mediator, Nathan.
Jennifer.
Ken, and I'll be playing the role of James.
Okay, thank you very much for being here today. We've completed our intake, so now I'd like to welcome you both, and I'm co-mediating here with Nathan. He will say his part here in a few minutes, but I wanted to know, I wanted you to know that this is a different step in your life, and I admire you both for your willingness to come here. You're in the central part of this outcome, so you guys are going to make the difference here. Instead of a judge making the decision, which would probably take only a few minutes of your time to make this decision. So we can take as long as you need to make this decision and to make some kind of resolution here. So this will be a satisfying long-term goal. So let's talk about your plans. Nathan and I have given you information earlier today about us, or earlier about us, and we both understand that this is not easy, but we have handled many cases before, and you may not agree with everything, but we will lay a foundation on what needs to be addressed. This is a confidential process, and we are maintaining confidentiality here. So, but it is up to you to make sure that it's confidential. Whether it be not sharing it with your friends, families, colleagues, and this will certainly be a challenge. We find that the most effective way to meet would be joint first, and then if we need to take a break, and individually if we need to. So I'm giving the floor to Nathan now to say his.
A couple things, just a little background. I grew up on the East Coast, North Carolina, the Resource Triangle Park area. Lived in Atlanta for several years while working in the telecommunications industry. So you just get a little idea of my background. I do have a child of my own and had to actually resolve some of the issues without legal counsel. So I actually did that pro se, so I am familiar with the process of going through something similar that you guys are. I've been out in the Metroplex now for about a year, part of that College Station, so I'm actually can appreciate you guys being Texans. Restrooms are right outside the door. If you guys need a restroom break, please feel free. Just if you need to take a break at any time, just let us know. There's water fountains right there. Do have some snacks. They're probably not going to last very long. If we need some more, there's some snack machines down the first floor. In case of emergency or something like that, probably don't want to take the elevators. Probably, I think there's a stairwell right here in the foyer, and I think there's another emergency exit back in the back. So if we need to, if somebody comes in with a bomb or something, we can disperse that way. If anybody needs to take a smoke break, I think you'll have to go outside the building. I don't think we'll just smoke in here. You guys have any more questions?
So these would be the stairways that are currently roped off and say cannot use?
Yes, just ignore that in case of emergency. It's probably good.
Okay.
Do y'all have any questions about the process, though, as far as the mediation, confidentiality?
I want to go first. Can I go first?
Well, okay, hold on one second. I mean, do you guys understand now, we have to maintain confidentiality, by statute, and so we can't even be subpoenaed or anything to give information about this, but the question is, are you guys willing to keep it confidential among yourselves? That's going to be very important.
Well, we did sign that piece of paper saying we would, so.
Yes.
You don't have to be a smart aleck about it.
Okay, well, let's try to keep.
That was uncalled for.
Let's try to
You
keep
really
some-
don't even need to be here.
Guys, let's try to keep decorum and
You
show
talk to your
respect.
mother like this?
All right.
All right, we're going to take a break
Let's.
and cool off for a second.
Yeah.
Take a break and cool off for a second.
Okay, thank you, each of you. Let's just do our best to, just for today, to make this work out and to be as respectful as we can for each other. Please, when it's time for your turn to speak, you just let him speak. And just be respectful, please, because that's how this is gonna work out. Or it's not gonna take so much time. I'm sure you value your time for the day, and it's important that we get through this for you. We have your best interests at heart.
Yeah, it's important, guys. I mean, you as the participants are gonna decide, what's important. I mean, that's not our role. Our role is really just to help facilitate the conversation among you guys. So, you need to be able to feel like you can speak openly. But try to listen when somebody is speaking. As Glenda was saying, I mean, allow that person to complete whatever they're saying. But try to listen for new things or things that maybe may give clues as to what the other person is thinking, because that's going to be important, is really trying to understand what's going on within the other person, because this isn't an easy process. I mean, this is painful for everybody. Try to note down any ideas, but we'll need to destroy any notes that are taken before, at the close of the mediation before we leave the room. So everything will be destroyed to keep the confidentiality. But go on and take notes, jot down ideas, and even things that seem absolutely crazy. If there's any type of idea that you have that may, in any way possible, aid you guys in coming to an agreement, then jot it down. In spite of how ridiculous it may seem, there's nothing ridiculous at this point. We can do that later on. And I need you guys to be willing to share information. The information that's going to be required to actually reach an agreement. So that's going to be important.
Yeah.
Everyone?
Thank you.
Okay, so, thank you, Nathan, appreciate that. You're the first one that filed, James, so I'd like to start with you. And basically, at this time, I would like you to tell me what your story is, why you're here, what you'd like to accomplish, what your needs are. So I'm gonna have you take the floor.
Well, we met back in college. We had a lot of common interests: biology, love to travel, adventure, outdoors. We got married, we had the kids. She stopped working, which we were all, was fully agreed upon decision. We've been married for 15 years, and I've been, advancing in my career. And it's just, as the marriage has gone on, I think we've both changed. She's not the same person, I'm not the same person. And I don't love her anymore. It's been happening over time, and now I feel trapped by the marriage, and I need to be free.
Do you have any concerns with this part of the process?
Not about the process, no.
Okay.
I mean, one thing I think we can say is that we both love the kids and want what's best for them, but staying together is not a solution.
Is there anything else that you feel like you really need to share as far as the background, or any concerns, or anything you really want to get on the table?
Not at this time.
This is your opportunity while we're in here with her, and then after this, we're gonna go in separate in caucuses, so whatever you wanna say here, feel free. Okay.
Okay, Jennifer. Would you like to share?
Yeah, everything you said is true. We've been married for 15 years, and we have 2 kids who are 14 and 6. And we have a wonderful grandmother who's here, who cares very dearly for them and still wants to remain, a part of their lives. And I agree with that. I mean, she's a big part of their life. So, thing is, I want to go back to teaching, since he's no longer going to provide for our family and wants to leave us. So my goal is to go back to teaching and get recertification over the summer. And I guess that's it for now. Okay.
And
I never once said I wouldn't provide for the family. Where is that coming from?
Well, you're leaving us, so I mean,
Obviously, you're done supporting her and the family.
yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, so you're saying I'm just leaving them high and dry, no financial support, no roof over their head, nothing. That's bull. You know me better than that, Mom.
Why don't we give Gabriella a chance to share her perspectives?
Well, as you know, I'm James's mother, and basically why I'm here is I'm here to support both of them, but I'm mainly here for my grandchildren. I lead a very important role in their life, and I still want to make sure that no matter what happens between the two of them, that there is some type of agreement that I could possibly have to still make sure I have visitations with my grandchildren.
okay.
Yeah, I'm really feeling that support, Mom.
I'm not here for you. I'm here for the grandchildren.
Okay, you just said I'm here for both of them, but I'm also here for my grandchildren.
I said I'm here to support both of you guys.
Well, this would be a good time to just continue as is. I mean, is this the issue, or do you feel like you need her support?
Why? He can run off
James?
with Sylvia. He doesn't need my support, Jennifer's support.
Sylvia has nothing to do with this.
That's why you're getting the divorce, right?
No, I'm getting a divorce because I'm no longer in love with Jennifer. I feel trapped by the marriage now. She's not the same person, I'm not the same person. She's become progressively needy. She spent her, while I supported her quitting her job and becoming a stay-at-home mom, it's consumed her. She doesn't want to do anything, we never go anywhere, we weren't spending time together, and yet she was increasingly becoming needy. Wanting more, wanting more. I don't have any more to give. That doesn't mean I don't love my kids, doesn't mean I'm not willing to support my kids. So for you to turn around and say that I'm leaving my family high and dry and not supporting them, that's wrong.
Okay, let's take a break.
Thank you, ladies.
I just needed a cigarette real quick to calm my nerves.
I'm just in shock. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't have any energy to yell anymore. He's broken my heart. Just, I gave my whole life to him and the kids, and I just don't feel appreciated. Like, how can you say you don't love me anymore? That's just messed up. I mean, even if it's true, you don't say it out loud.
So I should lie and say, yes, I still love you, but I don't want to be married to you?
You're just hurtful. You don't even realize how hurtful you are.
So arrogant.
Well, you would know, you raised me. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree, Mom.
That's your father's apples, not mine.
Well, we do have a couple of questions with this. What issues do you feel like you need to resolve today to reach some type of agreement?
Well, we need to determine the custody of the kids, child support, what's going to happen with the house.
I would hope that we get to stay in the house. I am raising your children.
Our children.
What?
And I think the house needs to be sold. You can live in a smaller house. The house is not, you don't need that big a
matter.
house.
I mean,
Wow.
you're already always traveling everywhere, living
Yeah.
from hotel to hotels, and you're barely home.
He-
So why does it matter if she decides to keep
he-
the house?
He wants to make this more traumatic than it needs
I don't
to
want to
be.
make this more traumatic, but the house is a big expense. Now, if I'm gonna,
It's our home, or at least it's me and the kids' home.
we've only lived in the house for 10 years. It's not like we've been there the whole marriage.
Most of the time they've grown up in that house. It would be wrong to sell the house.
It would not be wrong to sell the house.
would
We
be
didn't stay in one
traumatic.
house my whole life.
It would be traumatic. That's where the kids took their first steps.
It's a house. A house does not make a home. A home is the people in it.
Well, you're definitely not in it.
Okay, let's let James say what's important, and what he'd like to accomplish today, and then we'll get next to you.
That we come to an agreement on the kids. That we come to an agreement on getting divorced here. I would like to see the house sold. That we've split up the assets. And we move on. Call it a day and move on.
Okay.
Kristen, do you see anything, and Jennifer, do you see anything besides the things that James was pointing out that need to be covered?
Let's see, custody, child support, alimony. Don't forget that.
As if I'd be allowed to.
Visitation. Do we have that up there? Conservatorship.
So we got how you guys want to handle the custody, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay.
Parental rights. Well, I guess that's tied in. And assets. Do we have that up there?
Do you have any property besides the home?
We have the timeshare vacation property.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is your property, so
Mhm.
we need to handle that. Bank accounts, investments, anything like that?
We have a joint bank account, so I guess I'd have to get my own account.
And we each have to get our own account.
Right.
About any retirement benefits that either one of you have accrued that would have to be split?
I don't know what his retirement is.
Well, I have
I
my
don't-
401k through the company.
Yeah.
You should still have part of the pension you got while you were working for the schools. It won't be
I
much,
don't know
but
how much it is, like a
Not
couple
much.
$1,000.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Okay, we'll discuss that in caucus. I just
Okay.
wanted to make sure that you were,
Yeah,
that list.
that's a good list.
Is the list that you both agree to, so that when we go in caucus, we can
Yes.
start talking about.
I guess the only other thing would be
You get retirement.
personal effects.
Get
And
the,
vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
maybe. It'll be more detailed, when we get it written out.
Mhm.
okay. Do you see anything that you would add to that?
Mine would be under the visitations.
Okay, so that's your
Issue.
concern?
Mhm.
Okay. Is the visitation.
You can just put gather
Okay. Alright, so everybody agrees that will form the core of the issues that need to be resolved today and some type of agreement reached on? If we need to modify this, I mean, we can, but this should set the initial scope of the conversation. And, like I said, if something else comes up, we can augment that as we need to, so it'll be fun.
Okay,
That
yeah,
was-
we'll break this down in our caucus, and, so you'll have some tangible and intangible investments, property that we're gonna discuss. Let's see, what else? And then we're just gonna talk about an option for each of you, that will work for you. Okay?
Okay.
So let's go ahead and take a break.
All right.